Dolphins Today is sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. If you're looking for a new pair of sunglasses or eyeglasses, be sure to go to that exclusive link we have for you guys down in the comments section and description of today's video. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We're going to talk about the possibility of a Christian Wilkins extension. Could that be on the horizon? Plus, is a Cedrick Wilson trade still possible? There's been some trade rumors involving the Dolphins wide receiver. He was asked about those rumors. We'll tell you what he said. And what's going on with Tua Tagovailoa? How has he looked at OTAs? That's what's around the corner on today's show. But first, some really sad news to hit on. Eric Carmona, who was the creator of the TuaNon Twitter page. And if you're a Dolphins fan, you know that wasn't just a Twitter page. It was a movement. But Eric Carmona has passed away. He leaves behind 4 kids and a wife. He died in an accident on Friday, and the Dolphins community is really rallying behind this family right now. They have set up a GoFundMe. If you would like to donate, the link to that GoFundMe is in the comments section and the description of today's video. But just be praying for the Carmona family right now as they grieve and mourn. And Eric, we're going to miss you, man. You were the biggest Tua fan that there was, and just did amazing things with that Twitter page and started a movement amongst Dolphins fans with TuaNon. So rest in peace, my man. We're going to miss you. Let's talk about Christian Wilkins first on today's show. And I did mention that an extension could potentially be on the horizon. And I do believe that the Dolphins should very much work to get this done because he's going to be playing on the 5th-year option this season. He's set to make $10.8 million in 2023 with that 5th-year option. And he's coming off a career-high 98 tackle season in 2022. And he has gotten better every single year. And when I'm looking at whether or not to extend guys, I'm looking at the numbers year by year. And the numbers keep getting better when you're talking about Christian Wilkins. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler said this about a possible Wilkins extension. He's a guy that Miami wants to re-sign. They had interest in doing it. So there could be some movement sometime this summer. Only 11.5 sacks in 4 years, but he's a leader on the team, highly productive in all areas. So they want to get that done. Watch for money in that area. Miami absolutely has got to get a Christian Wilkins extension done. Not only does he put up really good numbers on the field, but he's a leader in the locker room as well. The fans love him. The players love him. The coaches love him. I absolutely believe that you need to work on a Christian Wilkins extension here. Coming off the best season of his career, 98 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 7 QB hits, 3.5 sacks for Christian Wilkins in 2022. Do you want to extend Christian Wilkins? Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comment section. And go down, chime in. Should the Dolphins extend Christian Wilkins? I would say yes, absolutely. You should extend him because he is going to be a free agent next offseason. You cannot afford to let a player like that get away. A guy that's so well respected amongst the fan base, the players, the coaches, and again, keeps getting better every single year. When you look at the numbers from his rookie year to now, the numbers continue to improve. 98 tackles for an interior defensive lineman is unheard of, and that is what he produced last year. You absolutely have to lock Christian Wilkins up. You have a lot more money right now after the Byron Jones post-June 1 cut designation went through. You should spend that money on Christian Wilkins. Lock him up for the long term. Before I get into more Dolphins rumors, here's a message from today's sponsor. Quick question for you, Dolphins fans. Have you noticed my new glasses? GlassesUSA.com has hooked me up with a new pair of Revel Orson blue light glasses to help me in front of my computer screen all day long. Using blue light glasses during screen time helps reduce eye strain, decrease headaches, improve your sleep, and increase productivity. If you didn't already know, GlassesUSA.com is one of the biggest eyewear retailers in the U.S., offering thousands of eyeglasses and sunglasses such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Oakley, and many more. What's best about GlassesUSA.com is that glasses start at only $39, which are up to 70% off retail prices. If you love these frames, there's a crazy exclusive offer waiting for my followers by clicking the links in the description box. They've also got a super helpful AR virtual try-on tool to to help find your right frames. Also, shopping online at GlassesUSA.com is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. Want some sunglasses too? I also got these Atado Benicio sunglasses from GlassesUSA.com. I love them. I wear them to the pool every weekend. Get the exclusive discount only available to Dolphins Today viewers by clicking on the links in the comments and the description box. It's only available for 24 hours. Once again, thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for sponsoring today's video. Back to Wilkins. He has obviously played a significant role on this defense. And looking at this defensive line, your top three guys there, Sealer, Raekwon, and Wilkins, your starters there are all going to be free agents after next season. So I think it's important, especially, to lock Wilkins up for that reason alone. Here are some other extension candidates on the Dolphins. Zach Sealer, who hired Drew Rosenhaus a few months ago to be his agent. So Drew loves the Dolphins. Obviously, a lot of connections with Rosenhaus in Miami. So you could say that's good news that Rosenhaus is agent. I would say it's good news. Some people might say, oh, man, Rosenhaus is too good of an agent. Zach Sealer's going to get paid. Hopefully the Dolphins can afford him. Robert Hunt as well, the starting right guard on Miami. He's coming off a breakout season. I think the Dolphins should lock him up. And then Connor Williams, who was not present at OTAs. That is worth noting. Obviously, OTAs are voluntary, but a lot of times when you have a guy that wants an extension, he's not going to show up to OTAs. So Connor Williams, who's not at OTAs, we'll see him at training camp as well as a mandatory minicamp in the near future, though. Who will be extended first? Let me know down in the comments section. Producer Jack Lauderay, I have a bold prediction I'm about to make here on the show. Christian Wilkins will be extended in the next 2 weeks. I do believe the Dolphins are working on this. Jeremy Fowler said they want to get this done. I do believe they will get this done, hopefully before mini camp. Shifting gears now to Cedrick Wilson. Could the Dolphins wide receiver be traded? We've heard his name in trade rumors before. He was asked about that. Before we tell you what he said, just a friendly reminder to subscribe to the channel because we are closing in on 42,000 subscribers. Just need 11 more. Let's get there by the end of the day. Speaking of 11, number 11 had this to say about the trade rumors. I work out every offseason to perform when the games come. I want to be here. I'm here right now. That's what it's granted to be. So I'm going to give it my best. So Cedrick Wilson says he wants to stay in Miami, but trading him would create $7 million in additional cap space. So right now you're at about $15 million. That would put you over $20 million. You could maybe go get help on defense or the offensive line if you have that type of money. He had a minimal role in the Dolphins offense last year, and that was a little bit surprising and also disappointing because he signed with the Dolphins in 2022 free agency after a breakout season in Dallas. But he did sign with the Fins before they traded for Tyreek Hill, who's expected to be wide receiver 2. Instead, he wasn't even wide receiver 3 last year. That was Trent Sherfield, who signed with the Buffalo Bills a few weeks ago. Do you think the Dolphins should trade Cedrick Wilson? Type T for trade or type K for keep. Down in the comments section. Go down, chime in. I'm actually going to say no on trading Cedrick Wilson. I understand that you would create a lot of money in cap space, and that's why I felt differently about trading Ced earlier this offseason. But I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense now. You have $15 million in cap space. You have enough to go out and make another move or two. I'd like to see Ced reach his full potential in this Dolphins offense. I think he can be a lot more involved. I mean, just look at the numbers in Dallas the year prior. 45 receptions, over 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. Had that 3-year, $20 million contract he got from Miami after that, but only 12 receptions last year. I mean, that averages less than 1 per game. 136 yards, no touchdowns. He was not involved in this Dolphins offense, but with the departure of Sherfield, I do expect him to be more involved this season. There's a lot of guys that could emerge as wide receiver 3. I know we talked about Chosen Anderson yesterday as a possible guy to do that, but Cedrick Wilson hopefully has a chance to get a bigger role in this Dolphins offense next year. His quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, certainly making some strides this offseason. He looked phenomenal at OTAs. Here's what Jeremy Fowler had to say about Tua. I was told Tua is also taking some leadership steps recently There was a practice where it was a little bit sloppy. He stopped the whole thing, sort of talked to the offense, maybe even laid into them a little bit. I was told that's something Tua would not have done a couple years ago, but now he's a major voice in Miami. Make no mistake, Tua Tagovailoa is the leader of this Dolphins team, going to be a captain for the second year. His fourth year as the starting quarterback. He is 100% not just the leader of this Dolphins offense, but the leader on this Dolphins team. The players look up to him, and like Jeremy Fowler said, he's had a major voice in this locker room. Fowler also said this: I was told the Dolphins actually implemented some jiu-jitsu workouts with their quarterbacks in their pre-practices routine to learn how to fall forward and protect their head. So that's good to see. They're making the necessary steps. They're taking the necessary steps. Make sure Tua stays healthy for this upcoming season. If you believe in Tua, type uno down in the comments section. Shout out Tua, man. I think Tua's going to have a big year. Type uno down in the comments section if you believe in Tua Tagovailoa. Again, we're sponsored by GlassesUSA. If you're looking for a pair of eyeglasses or sunglasses, be sure to take advantage of that exclusive link we have in the comments section in the description.